Man, my room is messy. Sheesh. Yeah. It looks weird. It's not crooked. It's just all like, whatever. Rolling with it. All right. So let me get that set up. All right. There's me. Okay. Okay. All right. So that's set up. Yo. All right. Where do I start? Don't know. All right. I'm just gonna finish up my story from yesterday, and yeah. I think the last thing I was talking about, I don't remember. So we're just gonna let the past be the past. Talk about today. All right. So this morning I woke up at 3. I wake up at 3 every morning. I try to, and it's been working pretty well. Wake up at 3, and I have like a shitload of time to do shit, and it's amazing. This morning, since I've been on vacation, my little week vacation, 7-day vacation, it's been harder to get up at 3 a.m. knowing that I have nowhere to go. Before, it's like if I get up at 3, I have at least 4 or 5 hours before I have to go to work. Now that I have unlimited time, it's like my body's like, just stay in the bed. And I find myself, I think 2 days ago, somehow I managed to get up at 4:30. Can you believe it? 4:30. But when I was working, I was hitting them threes. Yeah, freedom. But anyway, so I woke up at 3, got out of bed around 3:10, and then I went down, set up my piano, started doing my scales. Right now I'm working on my minor. For about a week, I was doing it in the dark. I just closed my eyes. Well, it's 3 a.m., so there's no light, but I wouldn't turn any lights on. I'm just trying to finger the minor chords. That doesn't sound right, but you know what I mean. But it wasn't working. Well, I'm not like some genius at piano. I'm just, practicing it. So now I do it with the lights on. I just kind of look at the keys so I can get a feel for the sounds and all that. Because I can do the major scale with my eyes closed or not looking at the piano. But it's fun, man. It's been really interesting. I hope I'm not freezing, because I can't tell. I'm freezing on my end. Am I freezing on that end? I'm gonna assume I'm not. Let me just check something. Yeah. Alright, we're just gonna go until something happens. So yeah, and this is gonna be my piano practice. Then I go into like a kind of just freestyle improv where I just bang on the keys and what have you. Yeah, for whatever reason, I'm hard to reach, which I don't know. I mean, I'm on Instagram and Facebook, and I check all those and whatever. But the fastest way to get to me is on Instagram because I check that pretty frequently. That's Rhyming Gaijin at Instagram. And for the most part, no, I can't say that because I think so. Every way that you could have reached me before, except for YouTube, I don't know what they're doing with their system. It's still plausible. All right, so after I did my little practice and my little freestyle session with the key, I mean, there's nothing to see, but I really be trying to get some jazz chords. It's amusing, but I'm enjoying it, and that's what's most important. All right, so then after that, I have a little date tonight, ex-girlfriend. You don't know her. She was after Mrs. RD. After. And she didn't like YouTube. And I was kind of transitioning out of YouTube, so you never seen her on YouTube for 3 years. So that's kind of where I disappeared. But anyway, we'd still talk from time to time. And I don't know, it's been, 4 years since we broke up. I mean, she broke up with me. But it's been 4 or 5 years. We kept in contact. And, I think we used to meet frequently, but then we stopped meeting. And anyway, long story short, we're going to meet. And she left it up to me to decide what we're going to do. Now, because of Corona, there's nothing to do. Everywhere is closed, or it's going to be overpopulated if it's a tourist spot, even though it's closed. So I spent like an hour and a half going on the internet and looking for things to do in Tokyo and Yokohama and Shinjuku, things that are close to the house. It was annoying. It was work. Like playing the piano for 40 minutes in the dark, that's one thing. I enjoy that. Looking for things to do that are relatively cheap. I ain't trying to go all out. So finally I settled on a museum in Roppongi. They have this exhibition that I was kind of interested in. So we'll see how that goes. So I sent that to her. She said, okay, that's going to be at 5 o'clock. So then I started working on one of my big projects. I think I mentioned it before. I got 2 big projects. It's Ableton. This is push 1. I want to get push 2, but I have push 1, and it was given to me, so there's really no need to buy push 2. I'll buy a push 3 if that ever comes out, but yeah. So I was working on that, and and now I'm just doing this. I just want to get some points. If anyone pops on, I got some questions, but you can always leave the answers in the comments. So here's my first question. So as I said, I'm practicing the piano. And I'm starting to work with my 2 hands, get the chords and the things. But my little keyboard, I mean, it's not this keyboard, but most of the keyboards I got are this size. So you can't really get they don't have all the octaves, or they don't have enough octaves where you can play with 2 hands without shifting the octave with a little button, which at some point I might be that good where I'll be like, but for now I need a new piano. And it sucks because I got like 4 of these little small ass pianos, 5 actually. Don't ask me why, it's like I'm collecting them. So now I need to get a new piano, and I have some choices. So option 1, I buy, a rinky-dink, but it's just, because I don't need it for the anything particular. I just need more keys, 49 keys. So I can get a really cheap 49 key one. But then if I'm gonna buy a piano, I should get something that make it an investment. So the piano I have again, this is what bothers me. It's like 25 keys, and they have another one that is 32 keys, 41 keys, some shit like that. So I'm basically buying the same piano, just a bigger size. Now you might say, why didn't you buy a bigger size piano before? Because I wasn't playing the piano. I just needed something mobile that could stick in the bag. That can't the one I just pulled up there is a little Bluetooth wireless one, so I could be like jamming without wires when I'm on the train and shit. So now I need to. So that's one option. Buy a bigger version of the keyboard I have and just have an extra one that's mobile, one for the studio. Don't like that option because the price wise, we're looking at 20,000, like $200. At my job, there's this pawn shop, and I was just in the pawn shop, and I saw that they had a Motif, Yamaha Motif, 88 weighted, fully weighted keys for $200. Shit's huge. I don't need 88 keys, but to practice on an actual weighted camera, weighted piano, I think that's a good investment. Plus, it's a Yamaha, a Motif. Like, it's business. This is like, yeah. Or I can get, now it's from the pawn shop, so it's been used and abused, and it's old, but it's still a Motif, you know. And for the most part, 'cause I go, it's at my work, so I always go in there and I'm always checking it and shit. So I don't know if I should get that, or because I don't want to spend so much money on a piano, because I already have one, you know. But I could spend 200 and get another piano. It's not weighted. It's just a bigger version of the one. So that's the first question. Please let me know what you would do if you were in my shoes. All right, second question. That one was pretty light and fluffy. Here's the second one. This is kind of well, first let me preface, is that right? Let me preface it. Let me give you context, all right? So, as you know, I make beats, and I freestyle, and I look for patterns. Well, maybe you don't know that I look for patterns, but basically I look for patterns. Like if I'm rapping A, B, C, then I 1, 2, 3, then you and me, that's Michael Jackson. I don't know what rap it. There's a pattern, there's a flow, ebb and flow and ebb and flow. For whatever reason, that's just what I do. But it extends to themes. So when I start reading some books, I notice I'm seeing patterns. And it extends to people. I started to notice that people also have patterns. And it's, now for music, this is great because once you see the patterns, like I'm doing really great with the piano because I'm starting to see the patterns. Like when I'm doing my scales, da 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 da, and then you do the relative minors, and then he's like, okay, I'm on a C, and the relative minor is an A. So when I know I'm on an A, it means I got no sharps or flat. I just got to get that connection faster in my head, and it's working. You know, that's why we practice. But for people, I don't want to use patterns for people. I don't want to preemptively know, oh, they're doing a C pattern, which means it's an A minor, so then I da 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 da. But I'll tell you the pattern. This is the pattern. So, I mean, this happens. This is my channel, right? I'm just talking shit, whatever. But it's the truth, you know. I'm not whatever. So, people will hit me up. They'll hit me up and I'll be like, hey man, what's up? And I'll be like, not much. Just got finished practicing the piano or making a beat or whatever. Just got finished working. And then they'll say, oh man, that is so amazing. I wish I could do the piano, or I can wake up at 3, or I can work like you. You're so amazing, so amazing. And they go on and going on, going on, going on. And then, you know, I'll be like, what's new with you, or what are you doing? Like, nothing. And then comes the ask. All right, we got a question. All right, let me. All right, I'm gonna come back to this question, but all right. So then comes the ask, and they'll say something like, "Can you do this for me?" And it pisses me off. Why don't you lead with that? Like, bring, bring, bring. Hey, what's going on? Hey, man, can you do this for me? And I'll be like, yes, I can, or no, I can't. But instead, it's like they're greasing me up with all this superfluous, that's the wrong way to say it, all this frivolous, that's not the right word either, all this wasting time, basically. Don't kiss my ass. Don't try to massage, because basically, if I can do it, I'm going to do it. You don't need to butter me up. And if I can't do it, it's because I can't do it physically. So I guess the question is, if I smell bullshit, should I call it out? If I see a pattern in people, should I tell them? Now, this has been a lifetime thing. And I've noticed that if you ever call someone out on bullshit, they're going to deny it. And if you list up well, on March 3rd you did this, and on March 7th you did, it doesn't make the relationship better. And this is the dilemma I'm having. Do I call them out, or do I just suck it up? So that's the question. I'm throwing it out there. Y'all let me know. Oh, they do more than sugarcoat. They add cinnamon. And it's one thing, you know, it just, because, you know, oh man, oh man, oh man. The other thing is, you know, some of the people who do this watch this channel for whatever reason. So I'm not trying to, but yeah. All right, so going to your question, do you teach people how to make music or play an instrument? Which is crazy, because this leads to the situation. During the Rona, someone hit me up. They said, hey man, can you teach me how to make music and shit? I said, sure. I'm always trying to teach people, because you learn when you teach people stuff. I'm all for it. I said, when are you available? I didn't say how much can you pay me? I didn't say I said, when are you available? I didn't say I got plans and schedule. I said, what, right? They said, we're available on this day. I said, cool. We could do Zoom or Skype or whatever's best for you. We ended up doing Facebook, I think. I don't remember. So basically, I was going to teach them how to use Ableton Live, which is a beast of a software program. And to be honest, I didn't even know how to use it. I mean, I had it since version 3 or 2. Maybe I want to say version 1. And I'm saying virgin. I had it since 1. And then I didn't upgrade, then I jumped to 4, then I didn't upgrade, and then I got 8 when I was in Japan, or 6 or something like that. And then upgrade, boom, I got 9, right around where it's like, if you buy 9, we'll give you the free update, 10. So I got 10. But the way I was using it was like a glorified sampler. I don't know if you guys follow this. But I wasn't using the full capability of Live. I was just using it like a DAW. Whatever. If you don't know, you don't know. But anyway, it's difficult to learn. And it took me sitting down. Well, actually, this is what happened. Corona happened. And I was sitting there at my job. There's no classes to teach. I'm just sitting there. And I'm going through the manual, the little PDF, pushing, all right, how do you do this? All right, you go here and push that and push that. So I got the kind of foundation. Then I come home and I would play around. Like this thing, push 1, like it literally has dust on it because it has never been touched. Someone let me hold it. They left the country. It's technically mine, but I never really got into it. Long story short, so they approached me asking if I can teach them, and I'm all for it because it gives me an opportunity to go in there and whatever. And it was painful because it's so complicated. You got to break it down into, like, I'm also watching some videos on how to learn piano. And they're like, well, this is what he said today. Because I'm jumping around. He's like, I got a basket of eggs. There's 12 eggs in this basket. What do you think that means? And he's trying to say, you know, there's 12 notes in the scale. He has 8. eggs in a basket. But you gotta break it down in a way that's manageable. So I'm trying to break it down for this person using Ableton, and they're just, oh, it's so difficult, it's difficult. Like, just calm down. Like, but I want to do X, Y. Calm down. And it was just painful. And I'm trying to hold it all in. Like, shit, I should be getting paid for this. So then it was about 3 hours, and then at the end they're like, I'm gonna buy you chocolate. I said, you don't gotta buy me chocolate because I'm on a diet. Yeah, I'm on a diet now. I'm on a diet. Anyway, so I don't eat chocolate. Like, I'm gonna buy you chocolate. I'm so happy. Oh, the violin. It is someone gave me a violin back in the high school. But I never touched it. It just sat in my room collecting dust. That happens. If I get into it, I get into it. Yo, we should collaborate. I'm looking down here. We should collaborate. If you could send me some violin chops, I could flip it. Alright, so then at the end of the session, or a little learning session, I said, I'm gonna give you some homework to see if you understood what we went over. Because Ableton, any program, but Ableton in particular, you got to know the basics, because you can do a lot of things if you know the basics. So I'm like, just make a drum kit, pull this from here, know where your browser is, know how to open, rename, blase, blase, blase. So then about 2 months pass, and I'm like, so how's the homework going? Oh, I'm so busy. Now I follow most people on Instagram, which this is another problem. You don't seem so busy when you're posting your bullshit. I can't say bullshit, but you don't seem busy when you're posting those things. You got time to do that. And then I think a month later, like, oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't really have a chance to get into the music thing. I've been so busy. Okay. But do you know if anything is happening tonight? Because I want to go out and pop tag. Wow. That happened. All right, anyway, maybe that's because the negative vibes I'm setting off is just or the bad tape, but either way. So yeah. Oh man, let me stop. Let's see. All right, what's up? Mike Black, Andrew, Jafet. I don't have an engineer. I don't have anything. Afraid of, man. Yo, I just sent some beats to I don't know his name. Well, some guy from Japan who lives in the States. He's Japanese. He lived in New York and blah blah blah. He sent me this thing like, yo, this guy's looking for beats. And normally I don't send beats to people like that, but I'm trying to get the business. I'm trying to sell beats, man. And this is one of the ways, apparently. You send beats to random producers or artists, and they end up buying it and country roading it up. So I sent, and he's from Philly. So yeah, small world. This beard is this is my homeless look, man. I'm homeless. This is going in my cave thing. What is that? Something shiny just popped up. Oh, there it is. Oh wow. Thanks for the. Thank you. I'm still used to that. I don't even know. But yeah. So I guess my question is, should I call people out on bullshit, or should I continue? Because this is what I'm doing. I'm giving people the benefit of the doubt, and I'm just lowering them shields. Because I don't know. There must be another way, and I try many ways. I try to talk it out with people, and we just start going around in circles. Like, I just don't know what you're trying to say, and I'm like, I'm saying it without saying it, without the. So I use a lot of parables. I mean, it worked for Jesus, but they don't get my parables. Like, why are you talking about fish? Like, have you taken a JLP, or is it bullshit? I did take the JLPT, and surprisingly, that is what sparked me to start learning Japanese. Not watching anime, not listening to the music. Although later on, music did because I was at school, teaching at school, and basically I'm a foreigner in a Japanese junior high school, and usually when it comes to official paperwork, they would put the papers on all the teachers' desks, but they would skip mine because they know I don't read Japanese and it doesn't pertain to me. But this year they put the music festival sheet, the music that all the teachers would sing. So I saw it on my desk and I'm like, shit, I guess I gotta do this. So then I started translating all the lyrics and I started like practicing. I got the instrumental and I'm like really going in on it. And then we had practice session and they're all kind of side looking to see what, because I don't really go around talking in Japanese, and when I do, it's all light and fluffy sounding. Because I don't want people to be in my conversation. I want people to listen to me when I'm talking. But at this, I'm all like, what was the song? I forget the song. It was a green song, Keiseki. Well, here's the melody. I know the melody. And then the drums come in like it literally was a which just made me more excited to do it. So when it came to our little practice session, I'm all like da 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 da. But I noticed the teachers didn't know the words. They didn't know the melodies. And then there's a really fast part where it's like da 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 da. But yeah, long story short. So yeah. So music helped in that instance, but the next year they did some really sappy song which I had no interest in doing. And then the next year, because Corona, they just didn't have any songs. Like a lot of things I canceled. But yeah, the JLPT, when I took it, basically it's a list of things you need to know. Like I read the books, and the books are all like desin up shit. No one says des in Japan. Mashu, des. You don't say those things. You can and you should. It's polite, but because there's a gap, So when I'm teaching, I teach the shit that you should know. That's how I like to learn the music. Teach me what I can use. Let me jump around. So the JLPT is like they're gonna want to know these 80 kanji, so learn those. They're gonna want to learn these forms, so learn them. So I got really excited learning it that way, which if only I would have known. If someone, now I can't put this on anybody. I didn't explore, because I don't even like tests like that. So it is what it is. But when I took the JLPT, I took the level 5, and I got a perfect score. Not perfect, but I got all A's, and I was flying, man, flying. Ironically, I graduated from MBA. I posted that on my social media. People like, yay, that's great, yeah. I posted my little perfect score on the JLPT Japanese test. I got more likes, more comments, more woohoos. MBA, level 5. Level 5 is not, level 1 is fluent. Level 2 is like almost fluent. Level 3 is okay, all right. So I took level 4 and failed. I took it again and failed. And I took it again and failed, but I noticed, even though I'm failing the test, the knowledge that I'm getting is sticking in there, because I'm able to get on the phone and be like, yo, man, I need to do, and I can understand what they're saying, like, yo, stop saying it that way. I don't, like, it was amazing. So, yeah, so I think the test, for me, this is everything is like this. I'm not learning the piano so I could go stunt on people. So I'd be all like, look at me, I play the piano, or I'm playing the piano. Nah, I'm learning the piano because it really does help with the music. Like, now I'm able to, like, I can hear the bass lines or make bass lines. So the song like, da da da, and I could kind of finger, dun 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 dun. Oh, that's A. Dun 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 dun. And then I could freestyle. I still gotta learn, And then this morning or yesterday morning, I'm doing just a regular one. It's the chord that all the songs are. Alicia Keys. Whatever. It's the common chord. I'm just so basically it's C E G, B D F A C E, and then F something like that. But I'm playing it with two hands. Dun, 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 dun. And I started singing a little bit. Oh, nobody loves me up to nobody. It's just, so that's what I want. I want to be able to express myself. And eventually I want to get the guitar because I love. But I digress. But yeah. All right, where we at now? Kuwata Keisuke. Maybe the green Keisuke. Piano is the only instrument I barely play, but I need to practice. It's crazy. Everything's crazy. It's not that crazy. What I found with the pianos, because I own 8 little MIDI little pianos. I bought a Phantom back in the day, and I had a Triton back in the day. But I've just never really gotten around it because I'm a drum. I like the pads and what have you. But I just started really slow. Just C D E F G A B C. See, I can't say the alphabet, musical alphabet. I can't say any alphabet backwards. But na 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 na. And then I go to D D D D D D D. Da 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 da. But here was the kicker. Then I throw on a beat. It's crazy because now, and I'm learning the twinkle. I'm not there yet. I'm still, because when the music comes in, it throws me. I found making it interesting is the key. That's the spice. If you could figure out how to make shit interesting, which for most things, and I'm gonna keep tying this back. I don't know how to make conflict interesting. Like I can't make that a game. Like again, with these people, these are friends of mine. I think they're friends of mine. I don't know. When they call me and they're asking me to do stuff, that's all. I don't know how to make that into a game. It just bothers me. It hurts. It annoys me. And I don't even know how to bring up the conversation. Like, do you just, hey man, hey woman, I feel, because I tried this back in the day and it didn't work out then. I don't think it's going to work out now. Gotta run. Awesome. Keep doing what you're doing. Thank you. And keep doing what you're doing. And hopefully it's productive and powerful and enlightening and helping people and all that good shit. But yeah, genuine. I should have charged the phone. I don't feel like getting up. So I got my AC on because my phone overheated yesterday, which is crazy. I'm literally I was like, this room back here is I was sitting in there. This is why this is here, because usually it's back there and I'm sitting there and sweat is just dripping as I'm doing my music. But I turned on the AC and then, because a couple days ago I went down to the city hall to go sit there. But City Hall was closed because we're on some public holidays, so I had to sit in McDonald's. Oh snap! So I'm in McDonald's working on this project. This is a massive music project. I've never attempted to do something so big like this. Wow. But I'm not really going to talk about it. I'm just going to do it, and here it is. Bam! So I'm sitting there doing this. Now, it was McDonald's, and I don't eat at McDonald's. I'm on this diet thing. I don't get me wrong, I ate there. Like, I'm accountable to myself, and if I feel like it, but I don't eat there. And I'm sitting there, and these 2 little lovebirds come in there, junior high school, I think. And they're just sitting there all, for some reason I felt, like here's the thing with these videos. I do a lot of walking, so I kind of pre-think what I'm going to say. That's why I don't write shit, just think what I want to talk about. But I don't know if I said it or if I just, anyway, If I said it, I said it, and if I didn't, I didn't. But here we go. So I'm sitting there doing my thing, and they're over there doing their thing, and eventually they were kissing. They had a little towel, and they put the towel over their head. And they're all like, and it was pretty cool. I've called people out on that. Wow, man. I'm looking at because it's a little lag. I'm looking at it. It's like I'm dancing. I can call these tangents, because that's what they are. I'm all over the place. I don't act this way in real life. I mean, this is real life, but when I'm around other people, it's toned down. It's like I'm comatose. Everything is toned down. And I don't know why. I think it's because I don't want to step on anyone's toes. I don't want to step on anyone's toes. And I don't think they'll accept me for who I am. Yeah, that's that. But that's how I feel. Because, I don't know, man. I don't know. I've been trying all my life. I mean, I'm getting closer and closer and closer. But here's the ironic thing. If a lot of people I know, if they were to do exactly this, they would be quiet. They would feel awkward. I just feel awkward in that kind of scenario. Like, I get on stage, technically this is like a stage. So maybe that's the key. When I'm on stage, I'm on. When I'm off stage, I'm off. Kind of can't be on all the time. You can, but then you get more tired. Like, there's some teachers that be all like for like all day at work, and then they come home and are just drained. Why would I be giving little Timmy all that energy? Little Timmy's gonna get what little Timmy gets. And I'm gonna go home with energies. I got 2 jobs, so I need to divide my energies up. But yeah, let's see here. Was there another thing? Okay. So back to the whole calling people out on their bullshit. That was a comment down there. I called them out. Relationship. Thank you for spending your time with me on your break. I appreciate that. Before you go, well, I don't know if we will put it out there, but what do you do? I don't know what anyone does. You know, I'm a teacher, and some people don't even know if I'm a teacher, because who knows what we do. But somehow, let me know what you do. If you're FBI, CIA, I guess you can't really tell me all that, but you know what I mean. All right. So, friends, well, here's the thing about that. I'm all for, like, I don't have a problem. Like, basically, this is my life. This is what I've been doing for the past year, right? But 6 months. I wake up, I work on something. Well, let's say the past 3 months, because I wake up, I work on music, I work out, have breakfast, take a shower, go to work, go to my part-time job, come home, go to sleep at 9 o'clock. Wake up, work on music. That's all that's my life. It's pretty boring, pretty lonely. So it's not like friends are here or there. This is my life. I could have 1 billion friends, but this is what I'm doing every day. So it's instrument. Wow. Well, please tell me you're not building a native instrument machine, because regular job. Jobs ain't regular job. Instrument. Oh man. But I don't have a problem cutting people out of my life. I made a song about that. I said, man, I burn bridges. I'll give you the gas. I don't give up. I didn't say it like that, but it was something like, I burn bridges when people are gassed. Doesn't matter to me. They'll be gone in a flash. Something like that. Because it's stress. There's just too much shit going on to be. But where I'm stuck at, or on the fence, is some people. How do you know they're your friend? I'm 39. I'm not making friends, and technically you don't make friends. I mean, I guess you can make friends, but basically in my opinion. The friends you have are, your childhood friends because they're close to you. They live where you live. They're in the same classes with you. They like the same things. You go off to college, you find people who are similar minded, work friends, I guess Tinder friends and social media friends and all that. But I don't know, it's hard for me to make new friends. And a lot of people my age who live in Japan have echoed these sentiments. So, you kind of clump together with the like-minded people. But I don't know, I'm not crazy. I guess that's something a crazy person would say. I don't know, I haven't found someone who, for example, I'm getting up at 3 a.m. to practice the piano. It's crazy, but that's what people do. Like I'm listening to Herbie Hancock, jazz piano man, and this shit is just wow. That shit. He's talking about, all I do is sit and this can go for Kobe, rest in peace. This can go for Tiger Woods. He's still on my wall. Not that I care for golf or anything, but the people at a high level work their asses off. They make a lot of sacrifices. If you play most instruments, you're going to start to get calluses on your fingers or your hands or your feet or whatever, because that's when someone let me hold their guitar. Well, they gave it to me, and it was a bass guitar, and then shit, it hurts. I'm like, shit, this hurts. Look at my fingers, they're all like smooth and shit because I gave it up because it hurt. But you got to make those choices. So I don't know anyone who's making those kind of choices like me. When it comes to like my equipment and software and shit, the money I spend to update and maintain and keep that going, this isn't beer drinking money or smoking money or la. This is, and I don't know anyone who could match me on that kind of extreme. And who knows what's gonna happen? I might not ever make a dime from music, which is not true. I did sell a beat last week, and yada yada. But yeah. Let's see here. We're gonna go with Ramen. Is Japan as peaceful as it make you look? No. Japan is not peaceful. Japan is just Japan. I mean, if you want to test this theory, Google black in Japan, and you'll find a bunch of other black people in Japan, and I'm pretty sure they're gonna have a lot of videos about how racist Japan is or how it's still here, and that's what they choose to focus on. I have a different view about things. I made my videos, they're up, they're still there. I didn't take any, some videos disappeared, but most of them are up there. You can find me ranting about shit. The cops stopped me 7-8 years ago. That was the thing, right? I'm out there, I was doing my little freestyle. I just came out the club and I was about to record a video freestyling me, whatever. And then the cops pull up like, can we see your ID? And I'm like, why are you stopping me? Does it look like I'm a terrorist or something? So I posted that video up, and then some random rando, I like that word, some rando person was all like, and then I just went off. I made a video going off against because I was in my feelings, whatever. I mean, so fast forward, maybe a month ago, 3 weeks ago, I'm going to a new location to teach, and I'm lost. I call the company, I'm like, listen, I don't know where I'm at. They're like, where are you? I'm here. There's no way to explain it. I'm at the station. There's a store in front of me. I don't know what it is. You just gotta come and get me. So they come and get me. I'm standing there. I see 2 policemen, and they kind of mosey on over to me, and they're like, in Japanese, blah, blah, blah. But it means, actually, they asked me, am I visiting? I didn't say anything. And this is just right after the Black Lives Matter thing and all that. But that's unrelated to this. This is the normal response that anyone who's bothering me is going to get. So, he's sitting there talking, and I'm just ignoring him. So then the other cop comes up and they're all smiley and shit, and they pull out a phone and it's just like, can we see your identification? And now I was thinking what I always think, but then it's just like, you know what? I have identification. I ain't doing anything. The sooner I show them, the faster they'll leave, and I don't want them to be here when my company, whoever's coming to pick me up, because that's just going to be weird, you know. So then I pull it out, bam, they walk away. It was like 3 seconds. Now I could have made that into a whole video and tied it into the Black Lives Matter and police brutality, but why would I do that? They're doing their job, or they don't have a job, because clearly they're just wasting time. But so that's kind of my thing. You know? I'm not going out of my way to show things, because like I hate Yahoo. When I go on like Yahoo, they make it seem like, anyway. So yeah, Japan, it has its good points. Japan has its bad points, and just focus on what you need to do. Now, customer service in Japan, that's my thing now, and it's that shit. I can make videos complaining about that. It's not going to solve anything, but I really don't like it, because basically there's no complaint center. There's no one to complain to. This is the conversation you would have. It's like, I'm very upset with your company. And the person will say, well, you can tell me how upset you are, and then I will tell them. Now, they're the person that upsets you, and they want you to tell them so they could. That doesn't seem right, but it is what it is, and that's just what goes on. All right, motivate you to keep the drive up. Progress, I guess. Baby steps. I mean, if you go back 4 videos, I was talking about the book I read called Tiny Habits. And, you know, basically you do, like, I hate drinking water. I really do. There's no flavor to it, and I don't like adding orange because it tastes like watered down, whatever. But tiny steps. So what I did is made it easier to drink it. That's one of the steps. There's a whole thing, I forgot about it. But make it easier for you. So I went on Amazon, I bought 48 bottles for like, what, $20 or whatever. So now I have it. It's cheap and it sits in front of my door. So on the way out, just take one. And when I wake up in the morning, I drink one. And then the progress is, I noticed, because I started seeing all these empty plastic bottles around the house, like, oh snap, I'm drinking water, yeah! I still don't like it, but it's easier to do. For the waking up at 3 a.m., right now I'm on vacation, so now it's just kind of annoying. But when I was working, because basically I go to work at 8 and I get home around 8, and from 8 to 10, you know, from 8 to 9, I eat, whatever. And then I just get really tired because I'm old and tired and I was working all day. I can't do any music. And I was thinking, someone asked me a long time ago, it's like, what do you want to do? I want to do music. Well, how can you do music? You can quit your job. Some people do that. But you can't pay for your rent with music. It's a little difficult. You can. So I thought, well, since I'm falling asleep at 10 o'clock, why don't I just go to bed at 10 o'clock and then I'll wake up a little bit earlier and I could do the music. So I tried that the first night, and the first night was a little hard because I was the paper boy that my dad had to wake me up, and people were getting their papers at like 9 o'clock or 8 o'clock or whenever. I was always late. But after a month of doing all that, I started to see I am getting better and I do enjoy it, and so now I was like, let me move that to 3 o'clock. So I go to bed at 9, wake up at 3, and the progress. I've been working out. that's another thing. I had to wake up earlier so I could work out before work, and then every now and then I might look down and see, oh snap, I got my little six pack going on. It's nothing to, no, it's nothing. No. When it's ready, you're gonna start seeing a bunch of shirtless photos of me doing stuff. But anyway, so I guess what's motivating me is the progress. I'm seeing results, small results, and that's what keeps it going. Hey, what time is it over there? It is 10:40 a.m. That's kind of like bodybuilding, 20 steps, but they add up. Yeah, man. Like I'm doing a really basic light ass workout, just body resistance, I guess. So I don't have any weights or anything, and I start off with 6 push-ups. Wait, 9 push-ups, 2 sit-ups, some leg thingies, 30 jumping jacks, whatever. And my body was sore for like 2 weeks. That's how out of shape. Now I'm not out of shape. I walk. I climbed Mount Fuji last year. I just climbed up that bitch. But out of shape where I couldn't do that, which kind of annoyed me. So then, but now, as of yesterday, I did 38 push-ups. I did 38 sit-ups. I matched the push-ups and sit-ups. I can't keep track in my head. 30 leg thingies. I do planks now. And my body doesn't hurt. And I changed my diet. And I'm not hungry. Like I'm eating salad. It's amazing. And this goes back to, I tell people all these wonderful transformations I'm having. And what I would like them to say is, cool, let's do it together. Instead, I get a bunch of, oh wow, I wish I could be like you. You're so special and amazing. You're a different kind of. I'm not special. I'm a regular dude trying to figure out this crazy world we're living in. And yeah, that demotivates when someone. This is fucked up. When someone is telling me that I'm so great, smart, and everything I'm doing is great, it demotivates me, because then I'm like, well, if that's the case, then how comes X, Y, Z? I could go with, I'm not good enough. Let me check. I'm going on a rant right now. I wish you'd post your daily updates. Get in shape, 30 push-ups. That's all, dude. I could do 500. Don't tell me going vegan. All right, let's go down in a row. I'm not gonna post my workout. Wait. The daily updates against you. I mean, I take a monthly picture. So when I get like 6 months of those, I'm gonna do one of those. And I want to start lifting weights. Figure out, because it's Corona times, and I went to like the local shop, and all the weights are gone. I don't think everyone's out there lifting and shit, but I think a lot of people bought weights with the idea that they're gonna do that, whatever. And I want to lose one of my part-time jobs, but I got to figure out how to make all this work. Because I love going to bed at 9 and waking up at 3, but it fucks up everything, because if I have an event, I'm gonna get home at 10, and it just pushes everything. So I need to figure out. But anyway, 500 push-ups. Damn. What is your secret? But now, like, I've started from 10, went to 12, and that's the progress. I'm starting to like, the push-ups are like the most fun part for me in my workout. I get in there, okay, man, have a pop, 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 pop. Then I lose count because I'm all pop, like I having so much fun doing it. Sit-ups, I couldn't do sit-ups, and now I'm like doing them, sweating. I sweat with that one. I might do a music video of me sweating, doing push-ups, the sit-ups or whatever. Be all sweating. It's like dripping into my eye and shit. Same here for workout now. To have not enjoy working out. Yes, I have not skipped a day once. One day I forgot to write down the numbers. Like, there's no way I forgot to skip. It's impossible. I had a little photo shoot where I had to stay at the hotel, and I brought my shit to do the workout there, man. Woo, that's annoying. Let me just take this down before it falls. This was brought to you by Matthews Photography. So then, I think that one's gonna fall too. All right, where am I? I mean, I do 3 reps of workouts, so it's 20 plus 25, and then I just try to go out on the last one. So I don't know, hitting 80 there. But let's see here. Vegan? No, I'm not going vegan. Well, I know nothing about veganism, but I before all this started, basically my birthday was April 23rd, Corona started coming up, and then I made the decision to start going in this direction on like May or something like that. So it's only been like 3 months. But before that, I used to eat pasta every day and sandwiches, ham and cheese sandwiches, pizza. I would eat a box of pizza. Japan pizzas are pretty small, but still, I would eat a box of pizza. Just I would drink my soda. I would eat bags of chocolate. Now, my metabolism is as it is. I'm not getting all but it's not healthy. So then the catalyst, I went to the store to get Oreo cookies because I wanted them. I ate 1 pack on the way up, and then I was like, you gotta stop this. I don't know, there's some voice was in my head. Plus I'm reading Tiny Habits, and it just kind of bam. So I gave up all that. So now I eat chicken, I eat fish, salad, corn, water, orange juice, and for breakfast, eggs and bacon. Every now and then, some days I go to work and there's no microwave in sight, so I gotta buy food from the convenience store. So I might eat pasta, but I always feel a little weird. Or maybe 3-4 times I ate at McDonald's and I felt weird. Like, what am I doing, man? It's not even, I don't even, like, I get excited to come home, or I get excited when I'm eating the food that I made, which is weird. But anyway, I'm ranting and raving and ranting and raving. Why don't you think you're special exactly? Oh man, this or whatever. I don't think I'm special because everyone is special in their own way, which means no one is special. Does that make sense? I think everyone is like the X-Men. X-Men or the Avengers. They all got their powers. You know, Cyclops or X-Men, he got his little pew, pew, pew. And Phoenix, that was the bad side of her. Wolverine got his little pew, pew, pew. And they're all different. And they have their weaknesses. To make a whole thing about them is weird. And that's what I mean. But there's a whole philosophy which always goes down this path. But you're the guy who climbed Mount Fuji and rapped on top with nothing except your wit and skills. Yeah, I did. But anyone could if they wanted to. Not everyone could if they wanted to, but I'm just a dude who works hard at whatever. And the things I don't work hard at get left to the wayside. If that makes sense. I don't know. I don't know. Well, this brings me to another point. Clout. I never used to use that word, but I was reading, it was an audiobook. I was listening to an audiobook, but reading a book sounds better. But when I read a book, I read a book. Anyway, so he kept throwing, it was everything you need to know about the music business 2020 edition, Passman, something like that. And he kept throwing around clout. clout. He's like, well, if you're coming into the industry and you're trying to do this, well, you're gonna have to have a little clout to get to. And he kept saying it, and it started to resonate. It, like right now, if I go to YouTube Studios and say I would like to use your facilities, they say, okay, you got, I don't know, you have more than 10,000 subscribers, so you're allowed. If I said, you know, I want to live stream from inside the YouTube facilities, they say, you can't do that. You need 100,000. So I'm special, but there's people who are more special or have more clout. These levels exist, but it seems people don't want to acknowledge it. Like, when it comes to the whole rhyming gaijin thing, yeah, people know me. I have touched some people's lives. I have enjoyed some interesting stories because of, or had some interesting opportunities because of all this, right? But if I go to any club today, knock on the door like, I want to perform at your club because I'm rhyming gaijin, bitch. Okay, I wouldn't say the bitch part. They're not gonna budge. And I don't even have to go knock on doors. There's people I know who are not gonna give me there's people who don't believe in my craft or what I do, which is a mind fuck. Only because I'm reading Herbie Hancock's book about jazz. And he's going on and on about, this is the complaints people have when it comes to the rhyming thing. I freestyle. To be like, we love your freestyle, we love your freestyle, we love your freestyle, your style is free, we love your freestyle, we love your freestyle. I was checking if my hand was shaking. Sometimes I'll be nervous like that. I'm shaking it, why am I nervous? We love your freestyle, we love your freestyle, we love your freestyle. And then we get into the studio, we get on stage and like, so are you gonna freestyle? Are you okay? Do you have some written songs? And they're like clearly nervous that I'm gonna fuck up the set because I'm a freestyle. But weren't you just loving a freestyle before? And then I get this face like, are you serious? And then we do the show, and it's like, wow, you got up there and freestyle. I couldn't do. Of course you couldn't do that. I mean, you could, but I've been doing this for years. It made me an animal. There's rules to this shit. I wrote me a manimal step by. But they don't. So this is where it comes. If I was that special, they would believe in the specialness, in the sauce. And this is a mind fuck for me. So back to Herbie Hancock. Right? He's going on about. These musicians would train, as I trained doing my freestyles, to the point where they could break all the rules. And they'd get on stage and make this non-music, or they would do the stuff that make the audience upset. And I'm like, that's what I do. I get up, well, I don't know if people are upset, but they're taking a risk with their music, and people were respecting them for that. And I ranting along, we're ranting along. All right, I agree. They have no comics. Did you watch? Nah, I have a thing about, well, I'm going in order. So did I watch the Michael Jordan thing? Nah. I have 3 reasons. Number one, although I have never met Michael Jordan, I have never liked Michael Jordan. I've never wore his brand. I never rapped about him. I never used flooring with Jordan, or I'm scoring like Jordan, or I got the keys like 20. Never, so I never liked him. I respect his craft. This man is at the top of his game. And he is my quintessential, can I use it that way? Don't know. For a minute, I was in my daily routine, I was going through this book, 500 Words That You Should Know. And I would just go through it. But I never had chances to use the words because they're just out there words that, anyway. So he's my dude when it comes to holding grudges or being bitter. Because I think sometimes I'm bitter about shit. And this is going back to that one speech where he gets up there like, people didn't believe in me, but look at me now. Look at me now. You thought I was going to do it. Look at me now. You didn't give me the shot. Look at me. And I don't know if he's happy. He got all the money and the girls and the fame and all that, but is he happy? That's the conversation I would want to have with the man. Is he happy? So that's the second one. The third thing is when things are trending, I am not watching it. Like when Bird Box was, everyone's doing the little memes and shit. I did watch it before that happened. If I watched it, I wouldn't have watched it after. So Tiger, whatever that is, Tiger, whatever that is. I said Tiger, whatever it is. That's just something. So I'm on Rick and Morty right now because that's what I'm on now. I mean, I finished it. I'm waiting for season 4 or 5 like everyone else. But so yeah, that's the story about Michael Jordan. I'm trying to do the same, learn Japanese a little time until I get into the habit. Can you? When multitasking is interesting. There's studies that show that our little brains are not capable of multitasking in the way we think we can. Like we could do many things at the same time, but it doesn't mean that it's working the way we think it is. Like if you're talking to someone you love and you are focused on doing your report, you're not really listening, you're not actively listening. Now some things they mesh really well, like I listen to Herbie Hancock, the audiobook, when I'm doing my workout. And when he goes into something that resonates with me, I start to push even harder, like, yeah. But when I was doing, what was I doing? I was doing something where I could not listen and do, I needed my brain 100% in. I can cook, but I cook even slower, because I'd be like, yeah. I don't think special, the words, I don't think special is the word there. Did you ever do a song with J Absolute? J Absolute continue. All right, J Absolute. We never did a song together. I mean, we don't, all right, so I went to some kind of business music thing. They used to have those a lot. And I saw him there. And I said, hey man, I'm so-and-so, and there's a whole community of musicians that are out here. I think he just got to Japan or whatever, but he was saying he's looking for people. I said, here's my number, I'm gonna introduce you. So then I introduced him to the people I know. And then he approached, I don't want to get into details and all that, but eventually he would work with a lot of people I was working with, but not directly with me. And he just, and I didn't really appreciate that. So yeah, we don't talk. More power. Like, this goes back to, oh man, but this is, I want to believe in the good of other people. I want to believe you do things because it's the right thing to do. Now don't get me wrong, I ain't no saint. I ain't sitting up here saying I'm all like high and mighty and all that shit. I'm an ass like everyone else in certain situations. Like when it comes to work, I mean but yeah, but when I was talking to you, when I mentioned that I was helping out one artist learn Ableton, I don't know if you still been following. I just wanted to do it because if they knew the program, they'd be able to create more music. More music in the world can have an influence on other people, which may, like, this is the big picture. And when they didn't make the time to like just do it or let me, and then I ended up deleting them because again I reached out, said, hey, I'm going to the studio, and I had to buy like 6-hour block of time, so I got some time. You want to come through? And this is a really good singer and all that. This is a really good studio. I rented like a real studio, real shiny, with this microphone that cost $3,000. You get to rent it for like $20 or whatever. So everything's in place. They didn't show up. They didn't even say we're not. So I was like, whatever. Whatever. Don't. Anyway, moving along, man. First time here was Clout. Maybe they shining. Des, you should read Sweet Sweat. Okay. Rakim. I might get around to reading his book, but I've never really. Like, I read all of Jay-Z's books. I was considering reading 50 Cent's first book, but I'm not going to read any of his books. Wyclef, I downloaded, or I have his book. I don't know where I acquired it from. I guess I'm interested in artists who I resonated with. So people, RZA, he has a book, but his gets all spacey and stuff, and I'm not there yet. You God, I think, made a book, but it seemed like it's just gonna be him talking about some shit about the Wu-Tang, which, to know behind the scenes and how the inner workings worked. Who else would I read? Not Premiere. Just Blaze, if he wrote a book. I don't know much about him, but when he's doing his thing, the way he chops up the little samples but yeah. Random question: ramen better over there in the States? I never had ramen in the States. Never had cup noodles in the States. So I got to Japan. I would think it is better because it's here. Like, I would think chicken is better than in the States because it's the States. But a friend of mine, they're from the States and they cook chicken in Japan, so I would assume it's of the same caliber that would be in the States. All right, maybe they shining. Oh, yeah, man, tangents and rants and tangents. So, I think that's everything. I think. Oh, okay, here's another one. So, I teach kids from age 3 to 9 or 10, this age. And kids are kids, right? And I'm teaching, and kids are kids. Sometimes they're cute and listening, and sometimes they're little brats and being bad. And, kids are kids. So even though they're Japanese and Japanese people are so polite, kids are kids. No, they're not stabbing me. They're not smoking cigarettes, driving cars. But still, kids are kids. And they, kids just do kid things. Like, there's this little boy and this little girl. They're the same age, but he's older, or he's bigger, I don't know, whatever. And she brought some little notepad with her to school. And this little boy had this stamp, but he's stamping in her notepad. And then she looks over, but she doesn't say anything. And I look over and I don't get it. And then the teacher's like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, that's not your notepad. And she's looking like she's gonna cry, but she was like, she held it in. And he's just like, And you would think after he was reprimanded for that, he would like calm the fuck down. But he just continues to do shit. And it's just like, but in this case, the teacher, basically it's me and a teacher, Japanese teacher and me. Good cop, bad cop kind of thing. I'm the good cop. Hey, English is great. And then they are the bad cop. You better listen. You better not pout. They wouldn't say that. But they say what they gotta say. But recently I started working with this new assistant who is new to teaching or whatever. And she does not discipline these kids, and the kids just run amok. And she's offsetting the balance. Because if I, foreigner, have to be the law, those kids are going to be scared. Scared. We can't do this. Like, I would have, you don't want to pay attention in class, outside. Take your take yourself and go out. Go stand out there. Because you will not be in this classroom disrupting the other students. That's what I would do. And then eventually he or she would be like, I do want to learn English because it's something that interests me or whatever. And then they would kind of figure it out. But we're not allowed to separate the students. All right, so then I would do this. All right, everyone's getting this gold Rolex. You get a Rolex, you get a Rolex. You get beans. You get beans. And why do I get beans and everyone's getting a Rolex? Because you were bad. That's why. I don't make the rules. I did make the rules in this, but it would be harsh. They would know that there's some consequences to their actions, but we can't do that either. So this is what the office suggested to me. They said, Matthew, just say their names. And I'm processing this. And they said again, just say their names. They like to hear their names being said. I said, what does this have to do with discipline? If I say their name, and I do say that, I say, Timmy, would you stop doing that? We can't use Japanese either. The little Japanese I know a lot of Japanese, but we can't. And it was just stressing me out. How can I function? Because the other kids they're not getting the education that their parents paid for. And this kid is just running amok. Either stay, and yeah, it was annoying. I was to the point where I'll quit, but I got a big picture here, man. I mentioned before I'm gonna get my permanent visa, and I gotta get some funds and stacked up and all this shit. So, yeah, I just can't be quitting jobs like that. But now, luckily, kids are kids. Kids, they just go through phases. I don't think I was a great kid. In fact, when I was their age, maybe this is karma. When I was their age, I was the kid that if I was coloring whatever, and the teacher's like, okay, now it's time to do some math, and they try to take my crowns, I would be, all right, we're gonna have to do something about this one. Chicka-chon, 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 chon, chon. Man, my room is messy. Wow, it's messy. All right, we're gonna finish this up though. I think we've been on for like forever. My fault. You might answer this for the COVID fade. I didn't really answer because I don't know. I don't follow news anywhere. I just get it when I get it. But at my job, well, let me finish. All right. I liked it. Now I don't think I ever thought of this when I first started teaching. For me, teaching was just a way to be in Japan and make rhyming gaijin when it became a rhyming gaijin thing. But along the way, I started to not enjoy, but know that when I'm teaching, and this could be anything, but when I'm teaching someone, it's helping their future. It's giving them the tools that they'll be able to do X, Y, Z. Now, in the case of teaching English, it's making them worldly. They get my brand of English, my way of doing things. Like I teach a really high level student, and she's smart. You would be impressed. But I don't hit her with, so you're so smart, there's nothing to, I hit her with these questions in. All right, so plastic is bad for the environment. She would say that. Okay, so what about your toothbrush? Your toothbrush is plastic. Why don't you have a wooden one? And then she got to think about it. There's no wrong or right answer, but she got to think about it because she's young, so she'd be throwing those all are bad. Only, but it's not black and white. So as much as I can, I don't be trying to crush her reality and all that. And I don't. That's not my job, but I push her intellectually because she can handle it. And then for the younger or not so bright or whatever, I do whatever I need to do to make it interesting to them. Going back to the piano, They didn't. All they need to do is add a fucking beat to it, a little break beat. Now this is back in 1990s. There was no hip hop. Hip hop had a birthday. Now, I mean, it was around, but you get my point. All they need to do is make it interesting to me. Play some Mozart over, like, do 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 do. Like even now, man, like, you try to talk to someone who's classically trained, and you're like, ooh, man, I was, I, I, I. Oh man, I was thinking about taking therapy, but in my house, that's not even a thing. No one does therapy. In my community, is not. But because I don't know how to process these things. Like I'm just out there with it. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So in the case, so a lot of the stuff I'm saying there, I don't know how to process it. I mean, I can talk about it, do what I do, but I really want to know. So I guess I say all that. So when it comes to like, I approach some classically trained piano person or violinist or whatever, and I'm like, hey man, can you come to the studio and make some hip hop? And oh, that's not music. But Nas, now again, this is the clout thing. Maybe because it's Nas, that's how he found musicians to play it. But maybe it's the approach. I don't know. Actually, let's not say therapy. Therapy. I need a mentor. I need someone older than me. So all these young people, I'll be your mentor. Nah, that's not gonna work. Someone older than me to kind of show me the ropes. But let me let that tangent go. But one of the reasons I make these type of videos, or the reason I'm open like this, is because this is just documenting the shit that's going in my mind. And it's there. So 10 years from now, if YouTube still exists, I can go there and be like, damn, that's what I was thinking about then. Look at me, look at that. But yeah. All right, let's see here. COVID. I was saying yesterday that I think it's worse. I think it's bad in Japan, Corona and COVID, because the information is not being distributed as freely as it is in other places. My reasoning for that was because Japan has a way of not telling all the information because of the way that things are. Trying to dance around it. But in the States, you have like everybody and their mama is an expert on Corona. So if Cardi B is like, Corona, people will like take what she's saying as law, which is weird. Then Trump is doing Trump stuff and this station is doing that. But in Japan, it's kind of a big front. All the news stations are more or less saying the same thing. Don't quote me because I've never watched news in this house or the last house. Now, when I was living with girlfriends, they might have been on it. But it is going up. There was a teacher I worked with, and every day he's like, Matthew, have you checked the Corona stats? I said, no, what's going on? He's like, it is increasing. Don't be killing my high, man. Don't be killing my high. But I think since Japan likes wearing, I won't say likes wearing masks, but since I've been in Japan past 12 years, people have been wearing masks. That's just a way of life. When hay fever is there, when influenza season is there. One woman told me she wears a mask so people won't know who she is, or she wears a mask so she doesn't have to do makeup, whatever. So I think that might help with the keeping it in check. People just wear masks. And then maybe because Japan is not super touchy-feely, that might also help. Don't quote me there, I don't know. Are you planning on having kids in Japan? Um, it'd be nice to have kids in Japan. A little Japanese Matthew. That'd be cool. But I don't know. Japan is, as I said, I'm trying to get my permanent visa, which basically means I don't need to renew my visa. It's kind of indefinite, or it's like 12 years, or I can leave. I think it's indefinite. Right now, I'm on a teaching visa, so every 3 years I need to renew it, and I only can teach. With the permanent visa, I can do whatever I want, and I don't need to renew it. I could leave the country for like 4 or 5 years, and I could come back, which is the plan. I'm gonna get the visa. Hey, I can stay here forever, and then I'm gonna jump to a new country. The details I don't know. Hopefully, this is all being funded by some breakthrough music hit or software or something that's created the RG brand. That way I could travel, but always have options. Because that's basically what it is, options. Options. Giving myself options. But kids, but Japan is, the upside, there's upsides and downsides. If I have a kid in Japan, I want them to live in the States for half of their life, or half the year, so they're balanced. I want them to be American. But if they're balanced, then they're not going to fit so smoothly in Japan, which might be some issues too. But if they only stay in Japan and they get fully assimilated, then they're not gonna. And that's one of the things I'm worried about. They need to know grandma and grandpa, and they need to know their family. They need to know where we come from. But like just the other day, I was talking to some folks. I wasn't talking. They were talking. I was just listening. I don't talk much when I'm around people. That's the one-to-one. If it's like 3 people, I might chime in with something, but for the most part, I'm just listening. They're like talking about something that happened, and some guy pulled out a knife, and they were going to stab. No one got stabbed, but they were going to. And it's like, wow, why? That's way too rough. But where I'm from, people pull out guns and shoot you. This is the police. This is the random dude who has a gun. I mean, I have had guns pulled on me twice. Nothing to brag about. You'll never hear that in a. I think I put it in a rap, but it wasn't bragging. I think that only happened once to make a point. But yeah, that's where I'm from. That's a reality. That is an existence. People in Japan, they don't have that because it's a different country. But I would want my child to know that exists and that, because, yeah. Now, that's all in the future. At first, I got to find someone that I'm compatible with. Like I gave up Tinder about a year ago. Fuck Tinder. Tinder's not for me, but it may work for you. So don't take my word for it. But like I'll be talking to someone like, yeah, man, I'm gonna get up at 3 a.m. and I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. Like, oh my gosh, you work so hard. So what you gonna do? I'm gonna sit home and eat ice cream. Okay, what you gonna do tomorrow? I'm gonna sit home and eat ice cream. And the next day, I'm gonna sit home. But that's not gonna work for me. You gotta be about something. But yeah. Alright, let me check if there's any more messages. 11 o'clock. We've been on for a minute. I do love these though. Love these in a sense. Oh wow. Why did it do that? Alright, let me see here. Hide, add, put. Wow, that's I love YouTube. It's come so far. I mean, there was a time when this wouldn't be happening. But they keep updating the shit. I do not know. Someone, if anyone knows, can you tell me how to message people directly? Like, is there an inbox anymore? Because I couldn't find one. And yeah, that's weird. Alright, I think I got all the messages. Let's see, what's update? Let me just. I just finished watching The Academy, Umbrella Academy. I love it. Yeah, every day I watch about I'm still waiting for that song. All right, you're gonna have to refresh me because I don't remember. When I don't remember, it means I truly, because I remember random stuff, but yeah. So let me know what it was, so I could know. But now I'm curious. I need to know what song that was, cause oh man, there's some fuck ups that I did. I forgot, and yeah, yeah. But you know, yeah. So yeah, Umbrella Academy. I feel so. Yeah. So okay, this is the reason. The song doesn't exist anymore. It exists, but I don't know where it is, which means I would have to re-record it. But I don't know where the tracks are. You say, how can you, Mister Every? Just one of, just basically. Actually, I can tell you exactly what happened. I have my computer, everything is fine. I'm backing it up on Time Machine, everything is fine. Then the computer crashes, and then the Time Machine crashes, which is just whatever. I go to the Apple Store, they delete everything. I try to install it. I can't get any of the data back onto the new computer. That goes on for about a year. Finally, they give me a brand new computer. So then, at some point, I must have made the file, and I must have put it on my iPhone, but my iPhone crashed, literally. Like, you would think I'm up to nefarious things when I'm on the web. I don't do anything. I'm on websites to music and all that shit. So, and then to add to all that, I don't name things correctly. I'm getting better. I start to put dates and files and put things in a logical sense. Because even if I did find a hard drive it existed on, I don't know what the title would be, because it wouldn't be that title of the name. It would be some shit like Untitled, because it probably was just a rough draft. But yeah. But what I've been doing, because just I don't know, 2 months ago, I had a scare. This hard drive, because I had this little hard drive, and I would back it up every day, and I wouldn't just pull it out, because my pull-out game is strong when it comes to USBs and all that. I would shut it down properly. Bam. Wait till that thing, the drive powers down, and you don't hear it doing its thing, and then you safely take it out, which means that there's going to be no corruptions. And then when I plug it back in, I go to the disk utilities and I check. I'm anal about this, right? So one day I plugged this drive in, and it's supposed to just like pop up like, hey, what's good, let's go. It's not popping up. And I'm like, what the fuck? Because I've been doing this, backing up for the past month now, and now it's doing the same thing. So I sent off an angry email to the hard drive manufacturer. Say, listen, because I'm under warranty. They can give me a new drive, but I'm still going to lose all the data. So then I got to do something. So I do a quick search, and I found cloning. This technology has always been there, but it's the first time so cloning. So how I was doing is I drag a file onto this, and then I just got to keep track of files and update it, which is kind of mendaksai. It's kind of annoying. But cloning, it does it automatically. It takes a while. I have about 700,000 files, like just random samples to make music. Almost 1 million. And it takes, I don't know, half an hour to check to make sure all the files are there, and then it adds the new ones, and it places the change files in a folder. It is amazing. $60, man. If they needed someone to if they needed someone to I don't know the word. Embrace? That's not the right word. I've embraced it. If they needed someone to talk about it, there is a word that sounds, anyway, I'm all for it, man, because I backed up that one. I made a backup of the backup. I backed up the hard drive of my computer, so if the computer is gone, I could plug that into another computer and it should just boot up where I last was. So then I was like, shit, we gotta take this even deeper. And I started to organize the samples by by kind. So for those of you who use sample packs, which a lot of people have a stigma against it, sample packs, anyway. So it'll be a pack and it'll be like drums, guitars, pianos, loops, or whatever. So what I found when I have a whole bunch of these packs, so I got to go into a pack to go look for this and then go look for that. So I started to consolidate them and I put all the pianos in one folder and I put them into one. So when you click, it's just bam. So I removed all the little subflorias. I don't know if I'm saying it right or using it right, but all the extra folders. So I've been working on that all this time, and now I have this perfect. It's still being worked on. Still working on it. I labeled all the drum kits. These are snares. These are this. These are and I just been cloning this. Then my MPC has a little hard drive. I cloned that, and yeah. So now I'm on it, man. I'm on it. Now, this system is perfect. The only problem is if I'm dead, it doesn't matter. I have a drive at that school. So even if my house burns down, all the stuff I've been working on, up until the point I saved it, is on a separate hard drive at school. That's how, because I don't want to lose anything. I don't want this situation to happen again. Endorse. That's my man. Endorse, man. Yeah. But yeah, I endorse it. It's called Clone Copier. It's for Windows and Mac. It's $60. But the best part about it, you get a 30-day trial, fully functioning. Yo, man, recently, I hate people selling me things. I just feel betrayed. Like, it'd be like, look at this water. This water is great. If you drink this water, you're going to live to be 165. But don't worry, there's more. And here's an automatic remote. This remote, universal remote, this remote can control anything. It can control your phone. It can control this. This is great. And you can get these two together. But wait, and they keep going on. You start getting all salivated. It's going to cost you $8,632. But if you order right now, you can get it for $9.99. How does it go from $6 billion to $9.99? There must be. Now, don't get me wrong. That's how I ended up with 700,000 little sample packs, because they kept me each time, and it got to the point where I need to block the sites. I need to not look at them, because at the end of the day, water is water. There might be, this is from the Alpine, this is from Everest, and this is from New Jersey, but water is water. All that extra shit is marketing, and they good. Like, I'm good now. Like, I have my iPhone, I think it's what, 10, iPhone 10. iPhone 11 exists, or the new version of it, whatever. I want it, but I don't need it. I don't need it. I got an Apple Watch 4. I want the 5. I don't need it. I've never been in that position. Now, I do plan on getting an iPad Pro, because I want to do a kind of a mobile studio. And the iPad Pro seems like, because the new apps, I own the apps. Most of the apps I bought, so I don't need to buy them again, but I can't run them on an iPhone. I need an iPad, and it has to be fast, so I can't run on my iPad 2. It needs to be fast. But marketing is just, don't believe the hype. I think it was Public Enemy. I feel medical and disingenuous, and I stay away from social media time for Man, social media. I love it. Like, this is social media. We are social mediaing, but I hate it. I don't. I it's. I think maybe a lot of people who started earlier. I was on YouTube right from the beginning. Not from the beginning, but I was there from the beginning. So I kind of had my thing, and then like, yeah. So every Facebook, all that. But it's kind of, if I don't do this, I'm missing out. If I don't keep track of what I'm keeping track of, like in the summer, this summer there was a sale, 50% off of sound packs or whatever. Now this in this store in particular, they only do this once a year. Other stores, every week there's a sale. Waves plugins. I bought Waves back in the day when it was expensive. So I started with gold, went to platinum, I'm at diamond. But now diamond is like, they give that away for free. And everything is always on sale. I didn't know that. So one night, I was supposed to go to bed at 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock. I was going to bed at 10. I look and say, oh shit, it's a sale. You got 2 hours before the sale is done. And I'm sitting there, okay, should I buy this? I don't need this, but and I end up buying a whole bunch of shit. And then 3 days later, same sale. I'm bitter about that. Now I give them kudos. It worked, but fuck them. I don't like that. And to the best of my abilities, I will try. It might not be me directly, my marketing manager might do this, but I will try not to use those tactics. Because that's what they are, tactics. If you do not order in the next 13 minutes, fuck all that shit. Yeah, for me, mainly just need to see authenticity. Man, authenticity, what a word. I don't even know if that exists anymore in the world. Authenticity. Authentic. Like, that's an attribute that I love. I've been on here for forever, ever. And I could probably go on forever, but here's the thing. I gotta do that music. Hi, do you remember the question I asked yesterday? I worked in market research 7 years, and you're so right. Wow. All right. We're gonna do this. This will end officially at 12 o'clock, because that's lunchtime, and I'm hungry. The thing about waking up at 3 a.m., all right, you wake up at 3, do whatever. I usually 3 a.m. wake up, practice piano till 4, workout takes me about an hour till 5, and then I have lunch or breakfast. But then 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, I don't eat anything until 7 hours later. Now, I'm not hungry, and drinking water is one way to not be hungry. I gotta get some fruit. I don't have any fruit. That's the plan, to go get some grapes. I hadn't had grapes in, anyway, I'm rambling. Let me answer these questions and all right, paper towel. I bought paper towels just the other day. They're the real thick ones, the ones you could mop up shit. Anyway, I don't remember the question. Can you please let me know? Marketing. When I went to business school, I was hoping that the marketing teachers, there was a couple, would kind of enlighten me, kind of take the stigma away from things so I can like really go hard and do the things that I kind of feel are wrong. I wanted them to change my DNA in a sense. And it was odd because the guy's selling cigarettes. In the class, he's saying, this is and I might have ranted about this, but this is core to me, And this is kind of, all right, so in the class we're talking about, the business should provide for the community and they should try to be more than their profits, and blah 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 blah. And then they'll highlight certain companies. Here's company A, they donate this, and here's company B, they do that, and whatever. And then I'm like, well, what about the cigarette companies? Who are they helping? And then the teacher would just that's not important. Like literally, they would dismiss my question like I'm stupid. This is how I felt. And then after the end of the class, he might come up to me like, I worked at a cigarette company. Why are you telling me that? That makes it worse. How can you sit up here now and talk about the good of the environment and protecting people when you worked for the enemy? And I would keep having one guy. He's talking about, and I gotta let this stuff out, man. But I can't have it. Basically, he was talking about, we need to help each other. As humans, we need to help each other be better humans. We need to provide, we need to whatever. Okay, easier said than done, which is kind of my stance on most things. Yeah, I try it. It hurts when it doesn't work. It's painful, but I'm trying, whatever. And he's like, yeah, that's what you should do. You just got to push forward and blah, 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 blah. And then you quote Gandhi and Oprah and everyone. So then one day he's like, I used to work for the casino industry. And it's like, what the fuck? You used to work for the casino industry? Like, yeah, I was really good. The house always wins. They have no windows, so people can't know what time it is. People go bankrupt and they yeah, well, that's their own problem. Now, I'll tell you this. I don't talk to the people at business school. I do not communicate with them. And this guy, I don't talk to him either. Because that's where my values lie. Now, my values are kind of all over the place. But I just don't understand how you could do A and you can do B. And then, now I know we're humans, we're complex. And I'm pretty sure I do some things that may irritate a lot of folks. Like, I didn't check the messages right now. Let me get down in there. Do you ever feel like you're falling? Oh, yeah. That's the question I ended on before the thing. All right, let me just walk it on down. It's kind of old, but that Santa rap you're doing, walking down the street, Tokyo, do you ever finish it? No. A lot of the ideas that I do, they come, of course, there's other people doing it, and they get like 1 billion views, and I'm like, well, I can do the same damn thing too, so let me do it. But I don't know, man. This goes back to the clout thing that I was talking about earlier. I can wear the suit and look like a fool, and I could run around and I could do the rap and I'll edit it myself, but I'm not very good at promoting it in a way that's, like, I'm not, like, people, I got this email the other day, it said, hey Matt, how you doing? We're having a show tonight. You should come. No, it wasn't. We're having a show tonight. Please come. Wait, no. We're having a show tonight. Hope to see you there. Now, I'm not a fan of their music. I know that. I respect what they do. But I'm not listening to their music when I'm home. We don't talk on so how's your mom? How you doing? We don't collaborate with music often. We might do a song here and there. So but you need to do that. Because if you do that to 100 people, maybe 10 people will come, 10% or 3%. I don't have that, because it's like, I'm not going to sell anybody anything. Now, if you ask me, can I buy this bottle of water? I'm going to think, well, you can go to Walmart. I'm not going to send a bottle of water from Japan. That don't make sense. But if you really want it, I'll do it. But I'm not going to go out of... So when I worked in telemarketing, I was the worst. I tried it twice. It's not for me. When I try to sell Cutco knives, not even sure if that's a brand anymore. Hello, sir. This is the Cutco knife. It is very sharp. Do you have a penny? Look at me. I'm breaking the law, but this is how sharp the scissors are. They can cut through anything. For the low price of $3,637, you can have the full set, even though you're not going to use all of them. I tried, man. I tried. I sold one to my house, one to my friend's sister's house. I sold two. But yeah, man, man, I'm off on tangents. Hey, where we going? Where we going? Where we going? Okay, so Santa. So I have these ideas, but I can't do everything myself. It's a fallacy to think you can do everything yourself. I can sit in this room and I can set up the iPhone and I can do that myself. I can learn programs by myself. It helps if I know someone. By the way, I found someone who's going to teach me how to finger drum. I've been asking this one guy for like 2 years. Can you teach me? He's an actual, he takes money. And I asked, I'll be your student. I will pay you. I'll come wherever you are. Gave me that cold shoulder. But I reached out to some other guy on the gram. Yo, can you teach me? He's like, yeah, I can teach you. I'm a teacher. He didn't know anything about me. He researched me. He's like, oh, snap, you did a 365. You do this. You make this. You, my man, you probably could teach me shit. I could have been like, why don't we just do trade for trade? But nah, I want to learn. I'm going to learn from him. If he decides he doesn't want my money, but whoever does that. But either way, so now you're going to be looking like Trizzy and his brother, Jay Black. But I'm freestyle on top of that. Look at me, I'm rapping with a little piano on this. Ooh. But yeah, $50, man. $50 lessons. It's expensive, but this is my point. For me to do all that, it has to come from me and the energy. So the long story short, there's no Santa because no one ever got behind Santa. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. But anyway, that's another day, another topic. All right, where we at? What? But I ain't even gonna get into that. But I think you'll like the project I'm working on. That's all I'm gonna leave it at that. All right, personal question. Do you ever feel like you're falling behind others financially while hustling in Japan and building your music career? All right, here we go. I don't feel behind until I go back to the States. I'm in my own little bubble here. All the people out here, most of the people I deal with are musicians. So we're kind of in a similar boat. When I go back home, it's like I'm in someone's house and they're in, yeah, you know, we rented a boat for the weekend. We took a trip to here. Or you see their kids growing up. They're talking about mortgages. It starts to feel weird. Because all I have to show, and here's that clout thing. That's going to be the theme, clout. When I say, yeah, I was doing a live stream on YouTube the other day, and I had like, I don't know, 10 people were like engaging with me. We were having a really great conversation about random things. And one person, they even like donated money. I don't even know how that works, but they did, and it really touched me. I was really impressed. They said, how much they donate? I said, no, it wasn't that much. It's just the fact that they did. They don't have to, and they did. They're looking at me, and it hurts. I use the word it hurts. It's not a good feeling. Like, hey, mommy, look, I just painted this picture of a unicorn. That's trash. She doesn't even have to say it's trash. But if she ain't putting it on the refrigerator, it's trash. But then the same people will be like, yo, Usher just got on Versus. Yeah, Versus. They did like 1 million people watch the Versus, man. Wow. Celebrities doing Versus, having millions. Why is that impressive? They're celebrities. Me, a random. So it's like that. And it gets worse when you get closer into your family. You know, if I'm talking to my bro, he's like, yeah, you know, I got my 401k and blah, 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 and I'm going to retire in a couple of years, and blah, blah, blah. How about you? What you up to? Well, you know, I'm working on this one project. I think it's going to be really well. I might sell a copy or two. Now, some people won't say, my brothers, you need to grow up. You need to get your responsibilities in order. Now, here's the thing. I work 2 jobs. So financially, and I'm working really hard, maybe if I was in the States, I would probably make the same amount working. Now, work is relative, because when I'm teaching kids, it's not work to me, unless they're bad. But I'm enjoying it. I enjoy. Uh, Sometimes the kids be like water, but they say daughter. They don't say it, but just the best I can think. Like, yeah, can I have a drink of your daughter? Now the kids, they wouldn't get it, but some of the teachers, Japanese assistant teachers, give each other a look, drink of your daughter. We're not making fun of the kid, it's just funny. I enjoy working, except for when they're bad. It's like, you can't pay me enough to be here. The benefits, because it's everything. It's inclusive, not exclusive, inclusive. So I'm out here. I could wake up in the morning at 3 a.m. I could do my little thing. I can invest in my music. I'm not being I'm not being hit with bullshit from every angle. Now there's bullshit coming at me, but I could dodge a lot of it. Do the dap up on this. But if I was in the States, I would be in a different mind state. Like the whole Black Lives Matter thing, if I was in the States and I got pulled in, it'd be different. In Japan it happened, but it's different. Like things are different. So money-wise was never my aim for most of the things I do. I probably would have more degrees if I lived in the States, because it's easier. Out here, you gotta find a school that does have the English program that's able for me to go to. That's not really, but you know what I mean. Now the music career, now this is another point. My music career is not building up now who knows what's going to come of the things I do, right? You know, like this shirt, this is the first I Love Rhyming shirt I made in February 14, 2007, if I am correct. Why do I know that? Because I just do. It's the first. It's the first. I didn't make any money from the shirts. I don't know if I ever mentioned that, but I didn't. I lost. The shipping got me, the cash flow problem got me, and I was just stunting. The stickers got, like everything I did. But a lot of people who have been watching me for all that time, it added to what I was doing. It's intangible. If I didn't make the shirts, if you could follow all that, right? So me playing the piano at 39, maybe I should have started when I was 7, and maybe I would be on a different path. Maybe I could have figured out how to monetize that. Me playing now may not have an effect. Who knows? I'm not too concerned about, this is also relatively new. So here's now, right now, this is what we are doing. You guys made a choice to watch me, listen to me, interact with me. And I'm making a choice to make time to do this. And that's now. What happens in the next 20 minutes, we don't know. I don't know. I do know that I'm gonna go to the store and get some apples, which are overpriced in Japan. An apple in Japan is like $4 for one apple, and it's hit or miss. Sometimes it's like, other times like, shit, I paid $4 for this? Then I'm gonna come home and I'm gonna cook my chicken and my rice and my corn, and then I'm gonna work on some music. And then next year, I should get but you know, I'm not, it's very loose and flexible like that. So I'm not really concerned about shit. As long as I can work, and as long as I have a plan, that's probably the biggest plan. So, long story short, no, I'm not feeling like I'm falling behind. I do feel weird. I do feel outside of this box, because musicians are supposed to do certain musicians things. I don't do those things. Like it's weird because musicians are supposed to focus on music. I focus on music, but I also work my 2 jobs, and you're supposed to do that too. But I don't know other musicians who are working 2 jobs. So the conversation that we usually have is, I don't got no money, but once I sell this platinum record, I'm gonna be living large. I'm more like, well, I don't got no money, but I'm gonna work my ass off so I can do as much as I can with what I have. So yeah, I'm just tanting. But let me tanting, tantrum. Let me stop there. All right. Working there felt like somebody saw. I never knew how messed up people could be. So, all right. So that's the marketing thing. Yeah. I mean, how do I say this? Maybe how do I say this? We have soul. Like, I don't think anyone on this chat are in the gun manufacturing business. But I always wonder, how do they feel? Like when shootings or crimes happen with guns, maybe they didn't create it, but it's their industry. Because I kind of feel this way when I see some rapper make some music that is like, I know we're expressed, we are able to say what we say, but this is not what I would like to hear. And this is with the talk of the day, the Cardi B and what's her face? I don't know. Listen, I watched it, and I mean, if I'm in the club, I probably would get into it, and some girl would be doing her thing, and it's the right song at that. But sitting at my house, I'm more thinking about that. It's just but this goes for the dudes. Pop Smoke, he died a couple of weeks ago, and I'm doing my little workout. I'm like, okay, let me hear. I ain't doing anything else because I'm working out. And every other song, like his name is Pop Smoke. So, but every song is like, I'm gonna kill you, I'm gonna shoot you, I'm gonna get you, I'm gonna like someone do this for me. Find me the rapper who rapped about living a life of beauty and giving back to the community, and just going to school and focus on this. From the beginning, it can't be someone who was doing this and then changed, because there's a lot of those, and then he gets shot. Show me them. I will invest in their music, because that's fucked up. But anyway, that's so. But at the same time, I'm just gonna let that one sit up there, man. Sit up there. Did you say yes. Yes. Two projects are coming out. One probably won't apply to most people, and I guess I can talk about it. Well, I guess one project is free, so you guys can download it when it exists. The other product is a product that's going to be sold. I don't know the market for it, but I'm just kind of making it. Kind of, if you make it, but it's not true. I'm making it, and I'm also thinking of how to sell it. And that's why I'm really curious about all these. Buy this and you get that, because I don't want to do it that way, but I don't know if there's other ways to sell it. So when that comes out, I don't know if it will apply to you. You should still get it, because it is an interesting product. I have never seen it I haven't seen it before. The other one is just, wow. It's a what do you call it? Pet project, or what's the word? Pet project, virtue project. It's a vermin. Well, it's a pet project. I always wanted to do it, and it's going to be done. And I'm having fun with it. I'm learning a lot of new skills and all that shit. All right, you should double down on your editing. I do ranges, 1200. I mean, as far as the editing for videos and stuff, this is just me, but a while ago I met this group of Japanese guys, and they were doing like this crazy levitating, like kind of special effect based videos. And at the time, this was like 8, 9, 10 years ago. And I was like, if you combine what you're doing and if you made me flying rhyming, woo! Because they could like do all that cool blue screen, green screen shit. But their channel never popped off. I mean, they made money. They were in the industry just doing a channel, and they thought that their skills would like do so. And I meet a lot of those along the way. when I get the new Canon XLR3 or the new Sony A7 III, I want it. Don't need it, but I want it. But people, like right now, I don't think people would be watching. I don't think more people would be watching me if this was shot in with a cinema camera, or if there was things flying all around, or these pictures were like, woo, woo, woo. And this channel. So to make the investment to do that, this is where the clout comes in. If someone is doing it on my behalf because they believe that at some point that it's going to pop off, that's one thing. But for me to do it, we need a whole marketing team around it, which I'm not that guy. People are not. And I put my head down and the voice get low because it looks, oh, you gotta believe in it. But I've been here, done that. People, every now and then you might see a really fancy video pop up, but then that's it. They tried and they just. So we'll leave it at that, man. We'll leave it at that. Well, I did miss your point. I pick up. I missed your point. But it goes backwards too. People. Although I don't think the shit when it comes to YouTubing, I have been doing it for a minute and I kind of know what I'm doing. So when I meet people, I'll say something like, they'll say whatever, I'm gonna do this. I'm like, well, you should really get to know the people who are watching you. You should really understand the whatever. You should, take some time to do some research, blah, 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 blah. Because that's basically what I did when I started. I did a lot more things that were interactive. The birthday shout outs, the monthly updates, the contests, all these things, they all worked. And I read books and just watched other people, before I started reaching out to other YouTubers, whatever. And I tell them, and I it's not in the I don't even tell them, and it's the clout thing. I don't tell them I do channel. I just like, I used to do a channel, and this is some ideas that may work for you. And they're like, oh, and they're like, what's your channel? And I'm like, I don't even want to tell us, rhyming guy. Oh, you got 10,000. A couple of times I told people, I can go to the YouTube space in Tokyo. I'll bring you there. It's just a space, but you might meet some people. A lot of people come and go, and you can use their stuff. No one's ever took me up on that. Well, one lady did. That was a horror story. Horror story. I'm gonna have to wait till Halloween to talk about it. It was such a horrible, wow. But anyway, moving. That are established. How can you be a permanent citizen and be in America? And how do you learn to write and read Japanese? That's most fascinating to me. Wait, let me come back. Have you ever heard of Jafia? He's a rapper from Philly. He's been in the game. He slept on. Jafia. Is Jafia in Japan? Well, I guess he would be, because I wouldn't know any Philly rappers. I don't know him. I'll try to check him out later today. I'll try. But there's another thing. So I'm listening to the audiobook of what's his face? Herbie Hancock. And he keeps saying this, which again, that authenticity that we kind of mentioned before. Now it's his audiobook. He wouldn't sell a lot if he was being snobby. But anyway, he's saying, as a jazz musician, he was snobby to other genres. He said funk's okay, but it's not jazz. And playing the acoustic piano is the shit. But that electric thing over there, that's and synthesize, like at every point in change, he felt a certain resistance to it. And he owned up to that. I think a lot of rappers or musicians out here are the same. You come out here, we're gonna show them how to rap because we rappers and they just biting our style. That's not gonna get you any points. They're not, oh, you are the God MC. Now they might do that if you come over on a big shiny plane and it's like you're on stage. But if you're on like same walking plane, there's other parts of that too. But you know what I mean. So you got to build your foundation. If you come out here and grind, like me sitting in the house all day making beats is not going to sell. Oh, it could, because I just the other day, this guy from Germany hit me up asking if I could write a rap for his little demo, and he'll give me 10% of the proceeds, which I don't really like because he didn't sell anything yet. So what's the point? I'm doing all this work for the chance you may sell a record. But either way, it was pretty easy. I wrote it, just did a little quick record, sent it over. He's like, oh, that's dope. I try to talk some business, but you know, he may or may not be in the same boat as me, and I'm trying to just, who knows where to go. Sure, take it. If you think you really could steal a verse from me and the ramifications won't come back to bite you, whatever. Maybe you can, I don't know, auto-tune it to make it sound like. But you got to go out there and reach people. This platform is a way to reach people. Tinder, but it works if you want to use it that way. TikTok, Snapchat, you just got to find a way. So I don't know what he's doing to get him slept on. But I'll check him out. Let's see here. Dating in Japan. Dating in Japan, there's other channels. I think there's another female, black female, who just posted something. I haven't watched any of her videos. I just saw that she popped up, and she's fresh. She does a little bit of editing in her videos. I think she was talking about dating. But it's different for girls dating guys, guys dating girls, which is a different story. But dating is dating, though. If you are lucky or unfortunate, I don't know how you look, to find someone who's never dated a foreigner, that's one experience. Another experience, you dated someone who's dated lots of foreigners, that's a different experience. You date someone by accident, they had no intentions of dating foreigners, and then that's one they're all different. Then you date the person who is dating the person and they cheated on them, so now they have a kind of thing for this type of person, that's one. You dating someone who really wants to trick people, I would write a book, but I am not the person to write that book. But there's people out there. But I don't know, honesty. What I can say is, it's similar. If you went to the strip club and you found someone in the States or wherever, you went to the strip club, you found a nice woman, but she was working in the strip club, you get the strip club issues, if you know what I mean. Or if you meet someone at your job, you get those issues. So in Japan, if you date the person who isn't fluent in English and you're not fluent in Japanese, it can work, but you're gonna have that misunderstanding thing. It works when it works, it doesn't. If you date someone with a child, you get those problems, and so on. It's not easier, it's not harder, it's just what it is. Are you making an app? Nah, I'm not making an app. I don't have the aptitude to make an app. I made an app. Well, I paid a company $300 and they gave me this cookie cutter thing. But this was back in the day. I was the first one to have my own app, which no one downloaded. But I had it, and they wanted me to pay $300 every year, which I said, I'm good. But yeah, it's not an app. It's music based, because that's what I do. It's music based. Let's see here. We're going down in order. Okay, how do you become a permanent resident in Japan? Well, there's many ways. The way I'm doing it is you apply for a permanent resident visa, PR. It might have changed because of Corona and all that, but in general, you should be in the country for 10 years, working consistently. I've been here for 12 years. Could have done it 2 years ago, but I wasn't there financially. Financially, because you need to make sure all your taxes are paid up. Mines are not paid up. So that's why I work the way I work. And I'm going to pay them all up in September, as long as nothing crazy happens. So a couple weeks ago, we had a little earthquake, and the first thing I thought, shit, they gonna cancel my part-time job because you don't go to work. Students don't come to school. I don't get paid. They cancel. But anyway, you fill out the paperwork. You write your little reason why you want to be here, and my reason, which I stand by it, I want to help people by teaching music, teaching English, just being a kind of beacon of light for the future. They should eat that shit up. And then you got to find a sponsor, someone who will vouch for you, which I don't like that. There's no way around it. You could self-sponsor yourself, but you need a lot of money or a lot of people who will vouch for you. It's Prime Minister of Japan, like, I vouch for him. A friend of mine, or class, he's a friend. He wanted to do his own business, so he kind of sponsored himself. And the amount of hoops he had to jump through were just, every week he'd come in here looking tired and shit. It was hard. And he was doing a business, and since he was like a new player in this established industry, they weren't trying to fuck with him. And then eventually he just went back to his old company in a different position. It kind of worked out, but that in between time, he wasn't happy about it. Yeah, so that's that. Snapchat. My ex-girlfriend, she made me get a Snapchat, and we used to Snapchat, and I always try to save the snaps because she would be sending me some pictures. And she like, you saved the picture. I'm like, shit, how you know? And then I did some research, and that's how Snapchat works. But you can have 2 phones. I got 3 phones, but it's just not the point. But it was just weird because I don't like things disappearing. That's why I like YouTube, because I can watch this video as long as YouTube, Google still exists, and I don't delete it. It's going to be here, but Snapchat is going to be gone, and it's just going to be like a memory, and my memory is faulty. I'm old. I got gray hair, so it might not be the same. So yeah. So I have it. I don't use it because I don't understand it. Whatever. All right. Oh shit! It's 12 o'clock. As I said, I'm gonna jump off. But any last questions? How do you learn to read and write Japanese? Baby steps, small steps. Find a way that works for you. There's lots of videos of all the ways you can. Music could be your way, reading manga, going to a school, getting a Japanese girlfriend, doing a homestay, studying abroad, taking a test, getting a book, total immersion, just coming out here for 3 months and just, it could work for you, so it works for some. But I think all of those, the main key is you gotta want to do it. I don't really want to study Japanese. I want to learn piano, so I find the power in the will to wake up at 3 a.m. I don't want to study Japanese, so I don't really go out of my way. I got books, they sit right up there. I got like a whole bunch of books, got a little pocket chisho. But yeah. Happy lunch. You didn't really want to break up with Miss RG, did you? What was the reason behind the split? I mean, full disclosure, whatever. But I don't like questions about breaking up with Mrs. RG, and because it's just, but I think I was pretty accurate in the video we made at that time. When 2 people are going in different directions, they make a choice. I said something, but we were going in 2 different directions. If you go find her, her media would still be the same if you're connected. If not, you might have to do a little legwork. She is doing amazing things with her dance company. She got her own company. And we talked a little bit. I did some drone work for her a couple years, last year or whatever, 2 years ago. And she said, a lot of the things I'm doing, I learned from you. And it brought tears to my eyes. I'm easily emotional like that. Because we did a lot of fighting and shit. But, and she's not saying it to be like sucking up to me. She don't need anything from me. We're not together anymore. She got her own whatever. But she's telling me this, and it touched my heart. But if we were still together, I don't think she would be able to do all those things. Because people need to do what they got to do. Just like if I was in the States, there probably wouldn't be a rhyming guide. There'd probably be a manifesto, There'd probably be some other variation of me, but it wouldn't be this guy. Um, did I want to break up? Yeah, I wanted to break up with her. I don't really go backwards with my decisions. You know, like, cause I do a lot of thinking. I process a lot of stuff, and when I make the choice, there is no. That's why I don't. I was telling someone a while ago, I don't be doing all that radical political shit because I really would be in a bad situation. I'm the one. If I say I'm gonna do something or I'm for this cause, then we need to let them know. And I don't want to put myself in that situation, so I stay away from conspiracy theories and all that shit. Keep myself centered, focus on the music. But yeah, that one. Happy lunch, thank you. Happy lunch, yes. Live stream, Chickmunk Cheek Girl. Wow, I think I know who you're talking about. But I don't know how you would have known her. You're gonna have to drop what her real name was, because I miss her too. I think I know who you're talking about, and I ran into her a couple of years back, and because we ended up on really bad terms, and I was really excited to rekindle, but it didn't work out like that. It was a language thing, maybe. Anyway, next live stream, I don't know, 2 months from now? It's October, August, October, November? I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I don't know, I think these work in this format because it couldn't be daily. One, because I'm not here, I would be, but just kind of get our thing. But yeah, I don't know. But yeah, so I remember your birthday. Whoa, what? Wait. I can't see. Wow, I had to pick the phone up for that one. Remember my birthday. If you were at my birthday, daily life, she's alright. Oh man, I don't know. I can't promise. Well, I can say there won't be anything for the rest of this month. Maybe next month, but I don't know. Because this time is optimal from around 10 in the morning to 12. I start at 9. I've been on here for like 3 hours, man. I'm still going. Yeah. But, I mean, I guess the thing is, the only way to make these work would be if I don't work. And if I don't work, I can't, it's that stupid paradox thing. I don't know how to make that work. I'm not gonna push the music, but yeah. But basically, when I get this permanent resident visa thing, it's gonna be a new fire that's been lit under my ass. Cause then I can start working on my business, get an actual business in Japan. So after it'll be 13 years living in Japan, I can say, this is my business, and this is way in the future. But then I'll be able to hire people. I don't know if I can sponsor visas, but it's a new avenue. I don't have to teach. I can do whatever my heart desires. Let me stop it. But yeah. Oh snap. Yeah. All right. So thank you for watching. Actually, thank you for interacting, because that's even more important. It's a two-way stream thing. So thank you for the questions. And I always say this, but I got the most respectful group of people. The internet's a crazy, scary place, man. People are afraid to get on the internet, and rightfully so, man. Oh, and I enjoy this, and it's cool. So thank you, and I'm gonna go get my lunch. and go back to the music. I do post regularly on Instagram, mostly things I'm doing, but Instagram is the way to go to see new stuff. I don't do stories so often, but when I do, they're hilarious because it's random shit. When I climbed Mount Fuji last year, I just did a whole thing of me going to the store to look for tissues, and there was no tissues. And I was thinking, should I get the wet tissues or not the wet tissues? And it's just weird like that. But I think it's still up there. You can still see that. Sometimes I do my other stuff. But yeah, that's Rhyming Guides in that Instagram. Bandcamp, I'll come back when I drop the project. I'll probably go on the other channel. But Bandcamp, I do got a website in some state. But yeah. Alright, peace. I gotta stand up to do this. Man. If I had the remote 3000, I could go pew. Alright, I'm out. I'm gonna do my little walk of shame. No, it's not even a walk of shame. Walk of fame. Walk of something. Walk of this. Alright, peace. Where the hell is that button? Here it is.